What's up, guys? Rob Chick here, aka the Nerdy Athlete, and today I'm just going to be talking to you about this channel and what it's going to be about, and who I am and how I got here. So, obviously my name's Rob, and I'm from Augusta, Georgia. And out of high school, I was a kicker, and I got recruited by a few different schools. Clemson being one of those, which is obviously my dream school. My uncle played there in the '80s. And he's on the first national championship team at Clemson. He played linebacker. And so I just grew up being a Clemson fan. So when I got that, preferred walk-on offer from them, I was like, heck yeah, But I knew if I went there, I probably would have sat for a while. But, it still would have been, a cool experience. And, made good connections and good networking and stuff like that. But that being said, let me get into my story. Okay, so out of high school, like I said, I was dating a girl for my last 2 years in high school, and I thought I was in love and all that, which in reality I wasn't. It was just some young, puppy love type stuff, and so I was like, I'm just gonna stay in Augusta and get a job and just be with you. And then right after graduation, we ended up breaking up. Imagine that. And so so after that, I went had one school left that I could go to that still wanted me, and it was Lenore Ryan. It was in Hickory, North Carolina. And I went there, and I was the first time away from home, 18-year-old, college. So I was just like, oh, this is fun, Like I was in there, like, yeah, football was cool and all, but I pretty much focused too much on partying and drinking and hanging out with my friends, and not too much focus on football or school, So it got to the point where I knew I wasn't going to be there much longer because I didn't go to class, and because I didn't really love football anymore. It kind of made me just hate football in a way. Not footballing as a whole, but just playing football. It made me hate it. So after that, I ended up leaving there. Only passed one class. And the reason I passed that was health, and it was because the GA for the football team was the teacher. So that was the only reason. Then I get back home and I start working at this Augusta paper mill, and excuse me. And, I worked there, and it was shift work, and it was a good job, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't what I wanted to do in my life. I feel like I could do more. And I ended up getting depressed, and I had to take medicine, and I ended up getting off that medicine cold turkey because I didn't want to be relying on a pill, so I just kind of told myself, hey man, stop feeling sorry for yourself and do something about it. So I ended up quitting that job, and I worked at another place, thankfully, for my family friend named Chuck. He works at a John Deere dealership, so I got a job there. And I worked there for about a year, and I enjoy working there. The people there made work fun and made it enjoyable, and obviously getting a little bit of money, more money than I was making at the paper mill, was a good deal. So that was a good thing. And then so I ended up just leaving there or no, excuse me, I'm talking about something completely different. I worked at the paper mill. And then I left paper mill. Then I went to the John Deere dealership, and at the John Deere dealership, like I said, I enjoyed it. The people were great, and I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't the work wasn't what I wanted to do the rest of my life. So I was like, I guess I can stick it out because at least I enjoy the people here. It could be worse. I couldn't hate my job and hate my coworkers, but I love my coworkers and my boss and everything, and just the work just wasn't for me. So I got a call out of nowhere from another family friend that lives in Valdosta, talking about he punted here in the '90s, and he called me and said, hey, there's gonna be a tryout at VSU at Valdosta State University if you want to come and try out. I was like, he said, if you're still interested in playing football, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll give it a try. I mean, I need, it was just something I can hold on to get me out of the town and get me out of Augusta, and I don't want to be there my whole life. You know what I mean? So I took the tryout. And I had like a month prepared, so every day after work I'd get off at 5 and go to the football field at my old high school, and I'd kick and I'd run, and then I'd go to the gym and work out. I did that for about a month. Then I showed up to the tryout, and I had to stay in some terrible hotel. And the funny thing is, on the internet it said that it was a 4 out of 5 star hotel, but I think they meant to say 4 out of 10 because that place, I don't know how you can give that a 4 out of 5 unless somebody staying there was coming off of like underneath a bridge or something. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that was the only way that, honestly, that hotel would be 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, honestly. So yeah, I ended up coming to try out. they ended up being 20 specialists, 9 kickers, 7 punters, and 4 long snappers, I believe. And we did kickoffs. All my kickoffs were inside the 5, most of them like the 3 or 2 yard line. And the funny thing is, I didn't really work on kickoffs at all, so I was happy with that because everybody else kicked it about the same as me. And because I didn't have kickoff steps at the time because I haven't kicked off since high school, and at that point it's been about 3 years or 2.5 years after I graduated when I tried out for VSU. So I just used field goal steps on kickoffs, and I kicked them pretty good, thankfully. And then after that we went to do the field goal competition or whatever, and we did 18 total field goals, I believe. And we did 6 from the 30-yard line, 6 from the 40, and 6 from the 50, or 50-yard line. 6 from 30-yard kicks, and 6 40-yard field goals, and 6 50-yard field goals. And I ended up going 16 for 18. I missed the very first one from 30 yards, and after that I was like, oh God, I better pull it together, otherwise I'm gonna be right back where I started. And then I missed one of the 50-yarders, but so I had a pretty good showing. But I mean, there was 2 or 3 other guys that did about as good as me. So I was kind of like, I was confident, but they only bringing in 1 guy, so I had to be on my P's and Q's and hoping that they picked me. And so I got back home and went back to work and all that. And the trial was in April, and I didn't get called until July. And they called me. It was just a random day after work. It was like a Thursday or something. And they called me and said, "Hey, this is special teams coordinator, blah blah blah. I have written on a note here that your name said that you're their guy, and you're the guy they wanted to bring in from the tryout in this past April." And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he was like, "Sorry it took so long to get to you, but the guy that was here, he took a job at Mississippi State." And so the guy that was like looking at me and wrote my name down and all that stuff. And so he's a new guy. He's been here for like a month or so, and he was just getting all the paperwork and everything situated. And so he saw that. So that's why he called me up. Anyways, he asked me if I wanted to still play football, and I was like, "Yes, sir, of course," and I appreciate it and everything. And he said, "All right, I'll send you an email." So he sent me an email. I went up there, and he said the report date is August 3rd, and it was like July 10th or something like that. I had less than a month to get to know and get everything situated. So I had to go. I was running around like a chicken without a head. Had to figure out housing. Had to figure out what classes I'm gonna take, and then after that, we got all that situated. Finally, we went down like 3 days before or 2 days before the camp date is, and my dad and my mom and sister and everybody helped me move in. And then we ended up eating dinner that night, and then they stayed at a hotel. Definitely didn't stay at the one I stayed in. They stayed in the Hilton, and that one was a nice one. Of course, imagine that I had to stay in a trash hotel, and they stayed at a great one. It's just how it goes. But yeah, I just next morning we ate breakfast, and then they went back to Augusta, and I went back to my apartment, and after that I just sat at my house. My Wi-Fi was messing up, so I was like just sitting there. I had nothing to do. I couldn't get on my computer. I couldn't watch Netflix. Couldn't get on my anything. I was just sitting there. My phone didn't have good service, so I was just kind of like, all right, well, I'm just gonna lay here. And so then it was probably like an hour or so after they left. All my excitement just kind of turned into like I just had like a knots in my stomach, and I felt like kind of a homesick type deal. I was like, man, come on, you can't be feeling homesick. You're 21 years old. Get over it, and grow up. And so that's kind of what I kind of did. And as soon as we started, the next day was the football camp, the start day or whatever, the report date. So I showed up, and it was after that day, it was good. I mean, I made plenty of friends that first day, friends I'll probably be friends with for the rest of my life, God willing. And I had that, and then plus when you're working out and going to meetings and going to practice every day, you really ain't got time to think about all that kind of stuff. Like you can't think about being homesick if you're going 100 miles an hour doing stuff. So that was good. And then so I started going to class and all that, and I did good in camp, but the guy was in front of me. He was already been there for 2 years, and he ended up being the all-time leading scorer in the Gulf South Conference history, which is our conference that we play in. And so it ain't like I was sitting behind a scrub or anything. I was sitting behind the all-time leading scorer in conference history. So it was it's pretty neat. Made good friends. It was a bunch of cool experiences. And and then I think I made all A's and B's that first semester, so that was a good, for me, that was my first college semester of finishing, classes and stuff. So that was a big deal for me. I was happy. I was like, you know what, I can do this, because I kind of got my confidence down after leaving Illinois Ryan, because when I got to Valdosta State, my GPA was 0.42, which is god awful. I mean, embarrassed to even say that. But now I got it up to a 3.0 or something like that. So it all worked out for the better. But haven't made a single C since I've been here so far. So knock on wood. Or I don't know, I made one C and nothing less than a C. I only made one C, the rest B's and A's. So I'm pretty proud of that, honestly, because if you knew where I came from and knew where I was at, and how much I've came, that's a big deal to me. And so yeah, in the spring semester, my second semester, me and some buddies were just going to the bar one night, and just expecting to go dance, go drink a little bit, have fun. Never in a million years did I think I was going to meet the woman who is the love of my life today, anyway, wow, but I did, So it was pretty neat, They always say, you always find stuff when you're not looking for it, and that's exactly what happened. Met this girl, I immediately thought she was beautiful, started talking to her, and her friend tried to pull her away, and was like, all right, we gotta go. She probably thought I was just some random drunk dude trying to hit on her friend, which, in some ways was not a lie, but there was a little more to it than just that. I mean, I obviously wanted to talk to the girl. So before she got a chance to pull away, we ended up swapping numbers, and, a few days passed by. I text her, texted me back. We start texting, Snapchatting, and all that stuff, and all the stuff that young people do today. There's no more phone calls. It's just texting and Snapchatting, and maybe Instagram DM, something like that. But yeah, we did that. And I finally went on a date a couple times and ended up dating, so that was a good deal. And then about a month or so down, or no, it was about 2 months later, after we started dating, I went back home, and she stayed in Valdosta because I went home for a holiday or something. And then the following weekend, it was St. Patrick's Day, and I was just planning on chilling with my family at the house, but then my cousin called me, and they live up in Columbia, South Carolina, and they asked if I would like to go to St. Patrick's Day, or it was like a St. Patrick's Day parade or whatever. They closed down the whole, it was like a block party almost. It was packed with people. And I was like, yeah, I'm down to go. So I figured she'll probably say no, but let me just text Taylor and ask her, hey, do you want to go with me to Columbia for St. Patrick's Day parade? And she was like, think about it, this is 4 hours away now. She's in Valdosta, I'm in Augusta. 4 hours away, and she was like, well, I would definitely want to go, but I don't like driving long road trips or she don't want to drive that far by herself. So her friend volunteered, that same friend that snatched her away from me. She volunteered because she loves road trips apparently, but she volunteered to take Taylor halfway, and I'll come meet her another halfway, and then we'll head, and she can ride me back to Augusta, and whenever I come back to Valdosta, then the following Monday or Sunday, she'll come with me. So we ended up meeting halfway, and then I went back to Augusta, and that was the first time she met my family. That was a big deal. And then the next day we got up and went to Columbia for the St. Patrick's Day parade, and that was the first day that we told each other I love you, which mushy, I know it's some mushy crap, but it's the truth. And to me it's a big deal, because I know nowadays a lot of people just say I love you for just for better or less. It doesn't mean anything. It's just words to them. But for me and for her also, it means a lot. And I'm one of the people that if I'm dating somebody and they tell me I love you before I love you, I just kind of be awkward and like, okay, and give you a hug or whatever. I'm not going to say it if I don't mean it. That's just how I am. And luckily for me, that's how she is. So we both just, both meant it, and it was a good deal. We came back home, and it was great. But so then a few months go on, and she moves in with her friend. And after about half a year or so, she decided that she didn't want to live with her friend anymore for one reason or another. And I was like, hey, you can come stay at my house or whatever, or my apartment. And I didn't tell my roommate. He just thought she was just kind of chilling every few days with me, and just like girlfriend just spend the night at your house, but that's not their house. But thing is, she actually moved all her stuff. Like all her stuff was in my apartment, and she had a dog, a white-haired dog. It was a German Shepherd Lab mix, and it sheds like no other. So I was like, oh god, he's gonna hate this. But so I didn't even ask Tommy if I could do that, my roommate. But you know, he just thought she was hanging out at the house, but she actually lived with us for the remainder of my lease, and then, and so yeah, I probably should apologize to him for a few things, something I'm going to talk about that he just is unaware of, or he is aware of it, and I just haven't apologized for it. But yeah, it was good. I mean, we got a storage unit for all her big stuff because obviously my little small room was not going to fit all of my furniture and all her furniture and all of her clothes and all that kind of stuff, plus her dog. So after that, we went to, after we'd been there for a while, we ended up getting another dog because she got it for my birthday because I wanted it. But during that same time frame, we ended up getting robbed because I guess I went out to let dogs out in the backyard, and when I came back in, I left the door unlocked, and somebody was watching us, I guess, I don't know. They came in and they stole my PS4, my controller, my book bag, my TV, and my roommate's watch and phone charger and a couple other things from him. And so that was like a big deal, and you know, big police support and all that stuff. And then luckily for me, I'm blessed to have a good dad that he helped, you know, me and Tommy, you know, get our stuff, like repurchase our stuff again, you know. So it all worked out. Thankful to him, because if not, I mean, all I did in my free time was, you know, play Madden, and I couldn't even do that because they just stole my daggone PS4. So it all worked out. But then yeah, after we had that dog, Blue, which dog she bought me for my birthday, had her for like 6 months or 5 months, and then but that little house we were in just really wasn't, there was no backyard, and there really wasn't enough room for her she was too hyper, you know. So I asked my dad if he would watch her until we got like a bigger place, and that was the plan. And he said, yeah, that's fine. And but that's not gonna happen. Now I'm not gonna get that dog back ever because my dad loves her. That's like his best friend, and, you know, so it's good for him. I mean, he needs it. So, and after that, we ended up, a few months went by, and the funny thing is, after we gave him my other dog, and we found out we probably won't get him back, we ended up getting another dog, Charlie, who we have now, Chocolate Lab. And you know, I love all our dogs to death. They're like my kids. But yeah, we got her, and then right after we got her, a couple months went by, and then our lease ran up, so we ended up getting a bigger house. I mean, it was a nice house, decent neighborhood, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, huge backyard, and I was happy. That's all they want. We want a backyard for our dogs to run around in and play in, not to worry about them running away or, you know, being cramped in a small area. But the only thing that sucks about this backyard and this house, when I first moved in, for like the first month or two, I had to push mower the entire jungle back there. I'm talking about, it was up to my waist is how high it was. And I was like, and it was thick grass too, so it was ridiculous. It was like I was more workout doing that than any football workout I've ever done. And okay, so, and then, let's see, so after that, you know, everything's good, and I'm, you know, got a new house. This summer, right before football camp, where my buddy just graduated, the all-time leading scorer just graduated, so it's looking like it's going to be my time to play, my time to start. So we start playing football, or we start football camp, and like a day in, we find out, or no, it was like a day before football camp, we found out that my girlfriend, she's been having like really bad headaches and having nausea and all that stuff, so we thought, because she works at an animal hospital in Valdosta, so she hit her head on one of the dog kennels in there, so we thought she might have concussion. Went to the doctor, and went to 3 doctors, and they all were like, "There's not a possibility that you're pregnant, is it? There's not a possibility you're pregnant." And I was like, "Nope, no way. There's no way she's pregnant. There's absolutely no way." And then, so a couple weeks went by, she still feels bad, so she went to CVS or somewhere and got a pregnancy test, and it come back, wouldn't you know it, positive. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm like, all right, well, I'm super excited to be a dad, but at the same time it's very scary because I am nowhere near ready to be that, you know. So I didn't know what to do, so I was just kind of thinking about it, and then told my parents and everything, and they were supportive of me, thank God. And so yeah, I'm just thinking now I'm going to football practice and all these meetings and workouts and practice. It's all time consuming, and they say, and then I'm just, and my girlfriend's back home just feeling like crap, just laying around the house, and then also had to get up and go to work still. And I'm like, I feel just really guilty that I'm over here playing football while my girlfriend's doing all that and, you know, going through what she's going through and still working, and I'm not even working, I'm just going to school and playing football. And I was like, I kind of, and that guilt just kind of ate at me for a little bit, but until finally it was just like, honestly, I don't even know. Like, I was working out one day for football. I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like, I don't have any aspirations to go to the NFL, so, you know, that's off the board. I'm pretty much just doing this as like a hobby almost. Like, I mean, of course I love football to death, but it got to the point where I just really didn't even, all that guilt made me just not even love playing football anymore. And I know I need to step up and be a man. And, you know, I'm going to be a father in like a few months, so it's like I got to get my, you know, my ducks in a row here, figure out what I'm going to do, and, you know, get a job or, you know, whatever I can do to help, at least be home and help her when she needs anything, you know. So that's what I did. I ended up, and the funny thing is, well, it's not funny, but after all that stuff eating at me, you know, I was still going to practice and still doing all that stuff, just kind of like just lollygagging and just kind of dragging my feet. And so it just got to the point where I really didn't care to be there anymore. And like, there's more, to me now, I have more important priorities in life than football, you know. But so I kept going to practice and I ended up hurting my groin and my hip flexor, so I really couldn't kick the way that I needed to be kicking. You know, it wasn't productive enough. And so I just finally just got fed up with it, and I went to the coach's office and I just told him, like, hey man, you know, I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I got other stuff going on, and I gotta handle other stuff and more important to me than football. And he was like, I understand. He was real nice about it. He was just telling me, like, hey, just if you ever need anything, let us know. Don't be a stranger and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, I appreciate it, coach. And then went about my way, and that was pretty much that of football, which it was honestly, it felt like a big weight. It's been weight of stress has been lifted off my shoulders. Like, I could just, you know, relax. And obviously I'm still stressed about other stuff, but that was just one less thing I had to stress about. And so yeah, then we did a gender reveal like a couple weeks ago, and we found out we're having a little girl. So I'm excited about that. Can't wait to have a little daddy's girl running around, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But yeah, and so now I'm just kind of going to school, focusing on helping her, and I'm looking for a job currently, but we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, that's just where I'm at right now, and that's why I'm doing this channel. I'm really doing it just because, I mean, I don't know. I just over the past couple of years, I've been just watching, you know, YouTubers, and that's for the majority of my day. If I'm in free time, I'm watching somebody on YouTube, whether it's, you know, let's see, just people like reaction videos like The Real Rejects, or you know, Jeremy Johns or John Campea reviewer. I mean, even like, let's see, I'm an avid gamer, and I have been since I was a little kid, and this is literally the first Game Boy I ever had, Game Boy Color, and it still got Pokemon Crystal in it. So I just grew up playing Pokemon games. I'm not really like, I don't watch Pokemon or anything like that, but I still play the games to this day. I mean, I got a Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna buy the new one when it comes out, because that's just how I've done it all my life. I'm not gonna just stop now. You know, I'm still a nerd at heart. I'm still like a kid at heart. You know, I'm a grown up. You know, I just gotta. And so I play Madden a lot. You know, stuff like that. So I watch channels like MJ TV for Pokemon, like gaming videos and stuff like that, and game news and game exclusive stuff like that for A Drive. And there's a couple other people I watch too. I think it's let's see. I think I got it down somewhere. So yeah, I watch, and also like, I love football and college football, so I plan on doing a lot of content video about like college football, and I consider myself a college football realist. Like, I mean, I'm a Clemson fan, a diehard Clemson fan, you know, grew up, born and raised, but at the same time, you know, I know we've had bad years, and we're finally in a good span of years, so I'm really blessed and happy, you know, to be able to see these. But I remember when I was younger, and they just wasn't that great, you know, but I still pull for them. So, you know, you got to pull for them when you're down, and pull for them when they're high. It's just how you got to do it. But, yeah, so I plan on doing videos about football, Clemson especially, and then, you know, just whole college football scope and everything like that. So yeah, I watch videos like Pigskin Pete and Bobby Durkins. Those are entertaining to me. I love watching them, listen to what they got to say, you know. And hopefully, if I ever get big enough, people can listen to me and they'll actually, you know, get enjoyment out of it like I get enjoyment there. That's really why I'm doing this, just to get people to enjoy listening and, you know, making them happy. And or I mean, even if some people are gonna not like me, you know, that's just how it is. You know, I'm not gonna change who I am and make you like me. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, you know. There's a chance nobody's ever even gonna see this, but if they do, I hope, you know, that I touch you in some kind of way, or you enjoy listening to me and want to hear me talk about other stuff, because most of my content videos are gonna either come from football talk, about Clemson, like I said, or any other football team, or just the whole entire like football games upcoming and all that, and reviews of what I thought about the games. And also, I'll be doing, like I have one video up already for It Chapter 2, but I'm going to be doing a lot of like movie reviews. I don't really take them too serious. They're really just supposed to be funny and goofy. Like, they're not really too like sincere. Like, I'm nowhere near qualified enough to be reviewing a movie like some of these big names like Jeremy Jones and Chris Stuckman and all that, and Collider videos and all that stuff. But, you know, I'm just doing it for fun, and like, I enjoy it. And if you want to see like what somebody else has to think as a fan, and not so much as like a, you know, aspiring actor, because I have no aspirations to be an actor whatsoever. Would it be cool? Yes, but it's never gonna happen. So yeah, if you want to just, you know, check me out and subscribe, I mean, hey, I'd more than appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's a little bit about me and a little bit about what this channel is gonna be about. It's funny movie reviews and football talk. That's pretty much it. If you like movie reviews, or if you like football or you like movies, you can join the Nerdy Athlete Club, because that's what we're going to be.